2021 was a big year for resignations across the board. Everybody's heard of the Great Resignation, where people left their jobs because of burnout or because they were leaving for greener pastures. But some people left their jobs in more notable flameouts. Here are our picks for the 2021 biggest career crashes. One of the biggest career crashes of the year was the now former governor of New York, Andrew Cuomo. He was, as the pandemic started, the perfect pandemic era leader. He earned all kinds of applause for his sort of somber voice of reason as he was compared to other officials in Washington who seemed to be downplaying the risks of the coronavirus. Since then, he's been charged with forcible touching, a misdemeanor crime that he's denied. He's also denied making inappropriate sexual advances. And in his latest fall from grace, Cuomo has been ordered to turn over millions of dollars in profits from his pandemic memoir by the New York State Ethics Board. Early in the pandemic, many people will remember CNN host Chris Cuomo and his brother, Andrew Cuomo, and their familiar sibling banter on CNN as they discussed coronavirus. But that closeness really came under scrutiny after the governor's sexual harassment investigation occurred. As that happened, it was discovered that Chris Cuomo, the CNN host, had counseled his brother in terms of public statements that were made, crossing a journalistic line. CNN decided to fire Chris Cuomo in December following these allegations. His termination also followed allegations that he too had been accused of sexual misconduct, an allegation Cuomo has denied.
Market has changed, as you know, and we have to move with it in order to survive.
For a case study in what not to do when laying off employees, it's hard to top the now infamous Zoom call in which Better.com CEO Vishal Garg fired 900 of his people.
If you're on this call, you are part of the unlucky group being laid off.
He said, "The last time I did this, I cried, and this time I hope to be stronger." And ultimately, it led to Garg, who has apologized for it and has a history of financial and legal entanglements, taking a leave that was effective immediately, according to an internal memo. Hip-hop star Travis Scott has been hailed by Forbes as a brand whisperer to corporate America. But even if blame is unclear on what happened at Astroworld, the music festival in November where 10 concert goers died amid a crowd surge, many other people were injured and lawsuits are pending. Some brands have begun distancing themselves from Scott and his empire. Anheuser-Busch recently said it's discontinuing Scott's Cacti hard seltzer. Last month, Nike postponed a shoe collection with Scott, and production company Mega 64 said it had terminated an upcoming project featuring Scott. Meanwhile, with a petition that has more than 60,000 signatures, Billboard confirmed that Scott will not be part of the Coachella 22 music festival lineup. Scott's apologized and offered to pay funeral costs for victims, some of whom have rejected the offer. Finally, there's Matt Doran, the Australian TV host who lost the right to air a coveted interview with superstar Adele after he admitted to the singer during the interview that he had not heard her album. The reason Doran missed a link that was emailed to him by her record company. That's absolutely the stuff of nightmares for journalists or anybody else who's dealing with the fire hose of a full inbox. Still, it's a reminder to prepare for key interviews. In an apology, Doran said the story sparked a torrent of abuse and mockery from around the world, and he apologized to Adele as well as her Australian fans, saying that the email was, by an absurdly long margin, the most important email I've ever missed in my life. That's for sure.